the
And
opportunity.
just please start.
First of all, thank you to Purnima ji to giving me such a nice opportunity to have a discussion around this topic. So, my name is Shriharsh Chandak. I am a founder and CEO of Educare24. We are an organization who are keenly focused on improving the quality education in pre-primary space. And when I have gone through the pre-primary space, this presentation is all about what all the things which we have seen in the pre-primary space and what are the challenges, dilemmas, and opportunities in this space. So today we are going to discuss about it. So before I start, I just wanted to know from the Purnima ma'am, if given a chance, Purnima ma'am, if you have a chance to start a pre-primary school, what all the things you can think of while starting a pre-primary school?
Okay. Sir, this is Praveena, and thank you for introducing me. So, your question, my answer would be, sir, as a mother, first of all, I will look for the safety for the pre-primary children. Okay. Second one, the environment you are going to create. I mean, the learning environment. Is it, how interesting would you make for the child to be enthusiastic and to learn? I don't think like learning for them like will be very important. I want them to be interested. I would use the word interested and eager to come. And I want any learning to be taught to the pre-primary children in a very playful manner.
Thank you
Yes.
so much. Thank you, Pravina ma'am, so much. So, and thank you, Pravina ma'am. That ma'am said about the safety, environment, and eagerness. The environment should be so much fulfilling that a child wants to have a joyful learning. So that will be a joyful learning space for them, right? So whenever we see a pre-primary, like if a person wants to start a pre-primary state, we see three categories of people. Category number one are passionate educators, teachers who actually has some experience in pre-primary schools or the school space, and they wanted to think that okay, let me try this out. So that is the first category of people who wants to start. Second category of people are some of the people who see that there are pre-primary schools running around in this their space. So they think why it's a good model, business model for them, and why don't they start such a thing? So they think about an investor point of view. Okay, we can invest on things, we can put all the things in place, we will give a quality education and take it forward. And the third category of people are those people who are status driven. So they are actually have a lot of money. They have done a lot of things in their life. They want their name to be gone forward. They wanted to leave their legacy. So that's where they start with pre-primary, primary, and then secondary school. So that's how the structure goes in the pre-primary space. So that's the thing. First, I wanted to clarify who all the people start. So this talk is actually for those people who are actually wants to start pre-primary school, or they are thinking what is this space all about, or they are actually struggling in their pre-primary school. So these are the three categories of people whom this talk is meant for, and that's how we wanted to go forward. So when I have discussed that the category of people who start pre-primary schools, we often see that people are very excited in the start of the pre-primary school, but slowly, the things fall flat, and they started thinking about the decision they have taken. So yeah, this is one of the things because of which I thought where the things are going right and where the things are going wrong. So, because I personally visit many schools, pre-primary, primary, and I've seen this space closely, so I thought of giving you the insight what some things goes right and where some things goes wrong, and what are the actual dilemmas of a person who think of starting a pre-primary school and how to start in this space, right. So I'm sharing my screen now. Okay, ma'am, my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this topic of the today is starting right, managing preschool in the competitive environment. Okay. So In the preschool landscape, we are discussing this particular topic in three parts. One is market reality. Second is what are the dilemmas actually happen to a person who start thinking about the starting a preschool. And third one is what are the steps or practical tips they can think of starting things right. Okay, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So let's start with the practicality of or the present day reality in a pre-primary space. So earlier mindset was pre-primary is a place where just for a babysitting, like they just want parents want the students or the kids to be there in the center, and they can have a space and they can just play and then just go home. So that's the first thought, and then slowly the things are changing. The previous space market, people are realizing the need of the preschool. Even the NEP 2020 suggests what's the actual need, and they have included preschool as a foundational stage. So this is a known fact that 85% of brain development happens in the such a crucial stage below the age 6. So now the people, now learned parents are now realizing the importance of the preschool, because not just a babysitting place, but there is a brain development activity going on, and it is actually a brain building center for them. Then second thing is parents are also nowadays looking for the visible progress, what they are actually not just the time pass for their kids, because they are very caution about their own kids nowadays. So they wanted the start just like they should get a right start from the day one. That is the second thing which parents are looking for. And nowadays there are a lot of comparisons are also happening. Okay, the pressure is there from the comparison from one preschool to another preschool. So this preschool segment, what people thought, okay, let me have a space and let me have some things and then we can start it, is now start changing. Parents are nowadays more demanding, they are more educated, and they are looking things differently. So this is the space which we are talking about. That space is actually growing. So it's annually it grows approximately 12% CAGR. And nowadays parents are also, because they have a disposable income, so they are also looking for those preschools which are actually meet their all the needs. So that is one. And third thing is also parents are also looking for, if the preschools nowadays are actually to provide all the facility, they charge a lot. So the parents are also goes into such a length and breadth, they want a return on investment as well. So if they are investing such a amount of money, they wanted to know what they are getting. Earlier days those things were not there, but nowadays parents are very particular. They are comparing, they want their what is their ROI, they want what their child is learning, what the other childs are doing, and also they are also comparing their schools. So because of the internet, social media, and all the things which we are having, so people are nowadays immersed with lot of information, and they started looking everything in their child and the perspective. So because of all this, okay, so in the preschool space, there are actually the people who start a preschool, they land up with dilemma. Just like ma'am said, Ravina ma'am said, she wants safety, she want environment to be good, she want a play school which was very good with the infrastructure and everything. So let's operate on some of the dilemmas which are generally a preschool person who is starting faces. So we are going to discuss 10 dilemmas. What are the dilemmas? Dilemmas are actually they are not like problems, but they are actually a truth which need to be thought about, and they have to check how they can overcome those problems properly. Okay. So the first set of dilemma, where we have put three dilemmas here, is money, trust, and visibility. So, as it rightly said, price versus value tension. Like parents expect premium facilities always. Like as ma'am also suggested, they want a very one of best of the best facilities. But then often we have seen the parents are very much towards the fees problem. Like they don't want to pay extra for those premium service. So balancing one side is the quality and second side is the price is a tough choice for a preschool, because as a ma'am said, ki as a passionate educator, you wanted to give best of the best. but at one point of time you think like, but the parents are not paying the price. So how to balance this out? This is one big tension for most of the preschool starters. The second problem which we have identified is social proof paradox. What does it mean is that there are some preschool we are already established, so they have all the testimonials, they have all the students, they have a good market reputation already built. But a person who is going to start a preschool, so they have a problem of first getting the 10 to 20 admission itself, because if a parent is coming to their preschool, they first look into their space and everything, but they say, how many admissions do you have? They're going to check how many students are actually there in the preschool. And if they don't find the students in their preschool, they get a switch off that, my God, how can my child will socialize, whether this is preschool will run for some time or not. So those thoughts are coming to the parents. So even though the preschool is good and the students are not there, if the admissions are less than 5 per class, then people are not going to join those preschool. And if the people are not joining the preschool, then it's again a problem because you are not getting a further admissions. So getting first crucial admissions are always a problem for a preschool center. The third is an infrastructure trap. What actually ma'am also suggested that they want a best of the best infrastructure, and infrastructure always is a capital intensive. And many times an educator who wants to start a preschool, they stuck with this infrastructure issue because they have a limited capital. And if they have a limited capital, they don't know how much they wanted to allocate between the infrastructure, between the marketing, between the other things. So that is also one of the major thing. So first thing we have seen that whether the parents are not ready to pay the money, even though they want best of the best facility, then parents are also looking for more admission before they want their child to get admitted into a school. And the third one is the infrastructure problem. So if you wanted to have a good infrastructure, you have to infuse your capital. And once you infuse your capital, you started thinking whether I will get my money back or not, or whether it will be, because once you made it, and if things don't work out, there is always a doubt like whether should I do those investment or not. So those first three are that. And now let's go for the another three, which is about teacher and the quality control. So there is a very interesting catch 22 about the teachers are that in a new preschool, generally teachers are also very reluctant to come, because teachers also think whoever are experienced teacher, they're also looking for those preschools which are already well established or branded, or they have a franchisee driven, so or they have already a track record. So those things. Second thing is that when you have a experienced teacher, generally they also demand a better pay scale. And when they demand for a better pay scale, then the preschool who has recently started, the cost or the overheads are started increasing. One is you have invested in infrastructure, second you have invested in marketing and all, third then you have teachers, and then because you are new you have to pay extra to just build up a rapport. And then how many teachers you can get it with them, and one point of time you don't have even admissions to support all this. And the preschool space is the admissions are in the limited period of time, like 3 months 4 months. After that the academic year starts, so you have to continue with that same set of students most of the time, even though some admissions happens in between as well. So that is also catch 22, that how to attract experienced teacher and in your preschool which are newly open. And fourth is after that, fifth one is training investment. So let's say if you don't wanted to have an experienced teacher, you wanted to train the teachers who are new or who are now semi skilled, then the training is also a big investment. And we have seen that even getting a proper training facilities for a new preschool is difficult for them. So there is a huge gap in the preschool space where they can find a good trainer, or the trainer who can help them or support them, or the consultant we can help them support them to that one. We have definitely found out that there are a lot of franchisee driven schools who are actually support a preschool, but actually in those franchisee driven schools, they actually sign an agreement, they have some specific rules and guidelines for them. Getting engaged with those type of franchisee driven school, of course they get some good training and all, but afterwards their overhead itself is large, and they have the royalty system. So there also they have a problem in terms of those things. And last thing is, even this is also going back of the lot of schools mind, that if I train my teacher with the best of the best things, but even after just a slight change of strategy or slight change of teacher's mindset, or they get a better pay somewhere else, they start changing their school. So the training as an investment sometimes go like in the owners mind differently. They think like, if I train my people well, even though that is a counterintuitive, but if you wanted to train your teachers well, what happen is that after one point of time the teachers will get some other preschool, and they can switch it, and then again I have a training and all those process need to be done again. And because the teacher going to switch it, then the parents confidence also loses, because if they keep seeing that the teachers are changing, or the are also having lot of teachers, new teachers are coming, so the continuity is lost. So the parents are also having a mixed opinion of those schools. So that is also one thing, that once the teachers are also start changing, your school culture is also not made, and no teacher is sticking around, and the culture you are losing. So finally you are losing lot of things at one go. And now let's think about the third set of dilemmas. The third set of dilemmas which comes from the parent side. So what are the third set of dilemmas? Let's say ma'am said that they wanted an activity-based learning environment in their preschool. But when your parents come, they said, no, 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 I don't want activity-based learning. You can have activity-based learning, but I want more of a written work. I want lot of worksheet need to be filled. I want lot of book material. Now there is a change of perspective. One is the parent's perspective, and another is the person who is very passionate and owner's perspective, or the person who wants to drive the source perspective. So that is the seventh problem, that whose perspective need to be addressed. Because if you don't address parents' perspective, or you wanted to not look into their points, then they are taking the kids away. And if you wanted to not go with your way, then you keep thinking that you are not doing justice to why you started in the first place. Because you know what is right, but even then the market pressures are changing a lot. Then the safety and resilience. This is also one important point. Even though the preschool environment need to be safe, secure, everything infrastructure need to be properly made, but we have often seen that a lot of safety in place actually kills the resilience of child. So what happens is, sometimes a student get hit, or let's say sometimes a student actually fall, or they have small scratches, and then those are actually, nowadays when we were old child, those were perfectly okay, because we know how the playway method, those things also happens, and we are becoming resilient. We are actually seeing all this and we are okay with it. But nowadays, because of a lot of parent concern and all, they don't want any even small things to happen to their child. So they are very, very much into a protective zone of a child, and then we want our child should be very resilient. So these are also a big dilemma, whether so that's also changes lot of things. That also changes what type of play activity can be given to the child. Of course, those activities need to be child safe, but even whatever the child safe, even child start fighting and child start their own issues. So those things, how it can be managed and all, it become a big issue. And sometimes it goes to such an extent that people install CCTV camera, and the parents keep on surveying whether the child, how they are doing and all. And this take a lot of taxing to all the teachers and the school management, how to take care of all those things, because everything is now become a PR event. People can put whatever happens goes wrong, they put it on the social media and all. So those are the problems. Now the ninth problem is the relative and the influencer who are actually influencing in your area about the type of education need to be. Some people are much more discipline oriented. They want discipline to be there. Value based education need to be more in focus. Some people want, no, no, English environment need to be there. They need to know about critical thinking and all. So there are a lot of things which need to be managed. And last thing is scaling. Like once you think of whether if I have one preschool, I can manage the system, or if I have multiple chain school, then I can manage it better. Why? Because the idea here is there are a lot of people who are already in this space, have 5 schools, 10 schools, some people have 20 schools. So they are already extracting properly the things because they have lot many schools, they have lot of permutation combination to do. But the people who are starting and new, they have always a problem because they have budget constraint, they have all those whatever we have discussed. Because if the teachers are not there, let's say in the first your first play school, there is a big problem for getting another teacher. But if there is a chain of a school, what happens is you of course get another, you get the another teacher from your another preschool which are nearby. So those are the flexibility for the scaling. So always preschool people think about, if we have more school that would be better, or one school which I'm starting will be better. So these are the 10 contradictory points which keep on coming to a mind of a preschool person who start or already are in the space for, let's say, 1 month or 2 months in this space. So should we go further, ma'am, for the part 3 of the presentation? What are the strategies?
Yes, sir.
Okay, everything is clear. Any questions by anyone or?
Not yet, sir. The audience didn't join, so but I have received a couple of questions regarding the dilemmas. So, like, I will ask you a little later, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
So now, because we have a short time, so we are covering this point like point by point. Otherwise we could have a good and great discussion around it. So let's think about the strategic positioning and what all our experience, where the preschool people go right and where they are having difficulties. So the very first thing is a preschool have a proper vision, proper value, and proper positioning. Okay, so vision should be proper, like what you actually want, and those things need to be thought about where you wanted to stand. And it's not like you have, if parents are saying that, you have to go around with the parent, and if you wanted to go ahead with everything, not cannot be changed, but something you have to be in your mind that what all the things need to be, you think about, and then you can go forward. So those are the things which we are going to discuss. Let's say there are a lot of lanes, like there are safe led institutions are there. Safe led institutions are what, safety led institutions are, they are always think about the safety first. Okay, that second is environment led, like they want English based, like as a mode of communication, or let's say mother tongue approach, because NEP says mother tongue approach is the best way of teaching preschool. But if you see in the parents wise, they said no, 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 I want my child to learn English first and the regional language later. So those, and the play based method or the NEP. So let me go with some of the things. So one is the curriculum. Whichever the curriculum you are actually thinking for your preschool, you do a thorough research. Curriculum should not be taken just like that. Ki I am saying these type of books better, let me take it. I personally suggest all the preschool owner, whoever is starting, they have to go through more than 5 to 8 curriculum for the preschool. So that is one thing which you have to go through, because your curriculum is such that will actually going to impart the student. So it should be such that even parents who are have with you, they can talk about your curriculum, that that curriculum is such a good curriculum. Even they talk to their relatives, so that actually where the word of mouth is spread. So the one thing I wanted to tell you to everyone is that the curriculum should be so what is best curriculum? So best curriculum will come later. You have to have a various curriculum where you can work around and think about what are the things which are there in this, so you can get a very good idea how which people are pitching their curriculum. There are a lot of curriculum available from the private space, and you can also do a lot of research from the curriculum side from the schools which are in around you, or the some top of the top and great schools, which are actually all the schools websites are nowadays open. So you can see what all the things they are providing, what type of curriculum they have, which of the things they are going with. So that is one curriculum. So curriculum is one of the very important thing. The second is that teachers. This again is a very important thing where we have discussed in the dilemma section also, that infrastructure is good, but the parents actually prefer more to see whether what teachers are doing. And the teachers are one of the thing which actually changes the dynamics. I have seen one of the preschool, they have very good infrastructure, but when the parents come in and goes for admission, the teacher is shouting and try to humiliate a child in front of the parent who is just sitting the next door. So immediately that parents gone off, so because the way the child has been taken care by the teacher. Or second thing is, whenever the parents come, they definitely wanted to see so the what type of teachers they have. So the teachers need to be your strong asset. Of course your infrastructure need to be there, but the teacher training, teacher development, even though if teachers goes away from your school because of the iteration there, because they get a better opportunity, even though investment in a teacher will help you a lot. Why? Because if the teachers goes away, they still remember that because of your school they have got those great learnings or great ideas, insights and all, and they can also discuss afterwards. So always we believe that investing on people are better idea than just thinking that when I invest they goes off and all. So, and the third thing is about that when you have a good teachers with a good cultures, generally teachers don't leave just for pay because they are having a bonding as well. So that is where we bring in that teachers should be a brand ambassador, not the infrastructure. There are so many schools who are only heavily focusing only on infrastructure but not on teachers. So I just wanted to bring in a point that you have to definitely focus on the teachers front because they are the drivers of your soul, and they are for the long term as well. Because of course, let's say first year you don't get so much of great admission, but if you have a very good quality education, next year people are lining up for you. So think about the long term and think about the teachers are a great pillar for your preschool. Now the third thing is parents engagement. So a lot of people are having a parents engagement through WhatsApp, and afterwards they regret why we have this type of WhatsApp group and all. But basically, more you discuss with the parents, more you tell about what all the things you are doing, more you are transparent about the academics, about the fee structure, about the plans which schools have having, about your vision, about everything. People love genuinity. So there should be the genuinity can be transferred when we have a proper discussion around it. So that is our one more point, that parents engagement need to be there. Some people think a lot of parent engagement will make a parents union and then things will go apart, but no, more the parents engagement it will be there, the better you can actually take things forward, because then they have a trust build up and they become your second level of ambassador for your school. Now quickly we wanted to go with the fourth thing, which that don't go in a trap of just going with a discounting method or reducing the price of the preschool. Many new preschools keep doing it. They keep reducing the price. Let's say if someone is having a fee structure next door 25,000, they reduce it to 20,000. If someone is having 20,000 as a next door, they reduce it to 18,000. This is actually a viscous circle where you are keep reducing the price, and you are only thinking of the price as a point to attract the this one parents. So this should not be there. Of course, the PPT will be shared, but those are the very important thing, that you just don't go only on the price race, that we are the like we are charging the least, or our price is discounted, or we are actually having less price. Now this is very important. You as a new preschool, people think, ma'am, we have how much, can I get 5 more minutes?
Sir, yeah, if you can wind up in a couple of minutes, please. We have some questions lined up from the
Yeah, yeah,
screen. I got the
yeah,
message.
yeah.
Yeah,
5 minutes only I want.
sure.
So I am quickly taking you to the admission engine, because sometimes preschool people think, okay, I will do whatever I do, and the people will start following preschool, but it doesn't happen. You should have a dedicated counselor who can who knows in and out about the negotiation skills, counseling skills, how to engage with the parents during the admission and all. So that should be there. Second thing is, there should be some this one, the parents should be getting some early bird discount. So there are a lot of techniques are there, how to market things up, how to get the admission. So proper admission counselors should be there. It should not be whoever is sitting around, they should be assigned as an admission task and all. There should be proper training to the admission counselors should be there, and all the big preschool chain, you can see they have a dedicated admission counselor. So the admission counseling or the admission process, the lead management need to be properly done, because if you don't have the students in the first place, then all your dreams of having a great preschool of your own will fall flat. So that is my humble opinion to all the people to have it. Now, this is also one of the major problem. Whenever you have this discussion about what all the things you offer, they just discuss on pen and paper. They never have something called experience centers where the parents can go around and see what all the things they are offering, let's say about the student portfolio, the, let's say, the parents testimonials, or let's say what all the resource kit they are having, what all the teachers they are having, what all the Montessori equipment or those equipments they are having, what are the, so all those things need to be shown in the experience center. Some people are having nowadays digital classroom, so everything need to be having an experience center where the parents can experience it. You don't have to always tell that we have this, that, and all, and then leave the parents. You have to show them what all the things have. And then the third thing is you should always have your all the things recorded on visuals, let's say pictures or the brochures and all, that need to be properly explained. Yes, of course, safety hygiene is one of the very important aspect, which Pavina ma'am also said earlier, that a lot of times even the parents, if they don't see the hygiene in terms of school hygiene or let's say toilets and all, they get switch off. So those things are also very very important from the preschool perspective. Now quickly, last slide of the day. So here we are talking about when people are thinking in their preschool, they invest heavily in their website or SEO and all. But basically, a preschool is a space where your catchment area is just 3 kilometers of radius. Of course, you should have definitely a good Google reviews, but the website will be good, but it should not be that you start investing heavily only on website. You should heavily invest on Google reviews, because Google reviews people actually go and check, and they also see what all the people are saying. Even Insta and Facebook need to be there, but you should also start focusing that your reach where you are having is a 3 kilometer area. So you have to have a physical presence also. Like you can have your posters or you can have your banners in the parks or the apartments who are nearby. You can also partnership with the pediatric clinic or the dental clinic where the students movements are there, so that you can get those visibility of yours around it. Revenue model, yes, some of the preschool, because preschool ends in the morning hours till afternoon hours. So they have the daycare facility, they have the evening classes, they have the community workshop. So many things they have it after the preschool, so that the space can be well utilized. So that is one. Last, not the least, where we are discussing about the culture. So the generally in the preschool where we are starting, there should be proper uniform for your people, not only for your teachers, but for your security guard, or let's say for your bus driver and all. That makes things that you are very serious about all those things. All of them should be having a good soft skill training. I'm saying all means even to your security guard or let's say your bus driver, because those are also very important pillar for your all the stakeholder. Third point in the 8 point is respect everyone. Let's say a lot of vendors come, visitor comes and all, but basically we are so busy we don't see them properly. But all of them are very important, because how you are treating them are actually makes lot of your impression in the society. So that is very important. And last thing is, whoever comes, let's say student or let's say parents, you should have some small gesture. Let's say you can have give some small toy or a balloon of your school brand and all, which will also help them to remind or recollect your preschool, that you are the preschool which are giving oriented, rather than just you want admission fee in the start, or let's say you want those fees and all start and all. So those are my quick points. And thank you, ma'am, for giving extra 5 minutes. And I am up for question answers now.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, you have stopped sharing the screen. Good explanation, sir. You have covered, I would say, 90% of all the questions I have received. But quickly, I'll read out those questions one time more, so that if we have missed anything, you could answer. The first straight question, sir. What is
Hmm.
the ideal initial capital investment for a preschool?
Okay. Ma'am, can you give me three, four questions together so that I can combine those in a
Sure.
better way?
So that is the first question. They're asking about the initial capital investment and how much should be allocated to infrastructure versus operations. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And one important thing, sir, should new schools hire experienced or train fresh teachers? So which could save the cost, or I don't know, like I'm thinking in that way. So there
Mm-hmm.
are questions. And so, how can preschools differentiate themselves in competitive markets? So, like, I'll read out the other questions later if you can club and give it in as one.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
okay, so let's about thank you for all the questions. And because this is such a big topic, I can go hours,
I
and I think your
understand.
audience is also love to go with. So, first of all, I am going with the teacher front because teachers are most important, as we also keep on suggesting. So, of course, getting all the experienced teacher at one go is very difficult for a new preschool people. So, when you are actually have recruiting, generally you have to have nursery, LKG, UKG, three teachers, three IMs or two IMs. So total 5 to 7 teachers team you have, correct?
Mhm.
So in the 7 teacher, of course, you required one very good experienced teacher. Okay, so that will actually help you to take care of the those that one or max two, because you have a budget constraint. One or two good teacher. Don't think all the teachers need to we have seen nowadays people are just paying 10K, 15K, even 20K to get the teachers, and wants to have 7 teachers of the same type, and they just wanted to run the show. You
Mhm.
have one or two great teachers, even they are asking for more paychecks and all, but you should have those two teachers. And if you don't have even able to have the budget of those two, make them as a consultant. Okay, there people are ready to consult as an day wise, that okay, they wanted to suggest you all of those, or they can come for the training and all. So but my humble request is have at least 1 to 2 teacher, because if one teacher goes off, then you are left with one only. So so you have a two good teacher who are good with all the respect. If you have still not able to make it, then you have some consultant with for you, so that they can support you in the initial days. But the long term goal with that, all your teachers should be good and experienced one. But to start with, because you have a budget and all the other constraints are there, so we can suggest 2 teachers to be experienced one, where they have a good quality, they have a good experience. And not only experience in terms of number of years. Generally people have idea that number of years are the one thing which they need to look at. No, no, no. They have to be very open towards everything. They need to have all the new things which are going in the preschool, what are the key challenges, what are the parents, because parents are new, they are not the parents of earlier generation. So when I'm saying experienced, it's not only terms with an age, number of years, it's also number knowledge which they are having. So that is about my answer for the trained staff. And the training generally, there are not only the training, physical training, there are a lot of online resources are available, NCRT, and there are a lot of other websites, swam and all are actually have a lot of training materials are available online. So generally you should have a culture that in your school every Saturday second half and all, you can have those type of videos running and have a discussion around it, so that the teachers will start thinking that it's a learning environment, and that's how that is. And the third about the teachers is you can also ask some of the teachers to take some topics in the preschool itself, so every teacher become a trainer there itself. So this is about the teachers front. Now let me goes to the differentiating factor. Of course, whatever I said, like one of the differentiating factor is teacher, but teachers quality can be realized only once the student have gone some stages, and to get to see those quality improvement in a student takes time. So but the teachers should be one pillar. Second one is your parent engagement. Like one of the preschool here have a very good parent engagement. They start getting the parent testimonials, and the parents love to see other parents what they are saying. Even though that is sometimes people have a doubt that they get a good testimonial only on the board, but that also works. Third one is, of course, the infrastructure. There is a lot about the BALA, building as aided learning. So you can think of a very beautifully, as ma'am also starting only said, the infrastructure should be very conducive to the student. When we are saying infrastructure, it should be well ventilated. There should be some space for them. And if there is a lot of constraint of the infrastructure, you have to think about, okay, you can run that preschool for 1 or 2 years for getting some admission and momentum, but you have to have that plan that afterwards you have to shift to a better place which is nearby. There are some preschool who shift from one place to another, immediately they lose all the student because of the distance thing. So you should have something in mind that, okay, we are starting with this, but we can have that one. Now the third thing, fourth thing about the differentiator is, you should have a great admission counselor who talks about everything properly, clearly, and neatly to the parents. Okay, that is also a big thing. Even though you have a great, but it's not explained properly, that changes a lot. And you should also know your niche, because one thing is that if you are not investing, niche means what are the one thing which is makes you different. Are you value driven, or what are the things we are looking things differently, and what are the other things? There are a lot of things nowadays people are doing. So what are the new things which you are doing? And whatever you are doing need to be properly explained, documented, and shared, and not shared only to the parents who are coming to you, but also afterwards also, because sometimes people think only engagement happens once they are there, but the engagement also happens afterwards. Now, last thing about this one is the investment for the preschool. If you are very new to the space, and investment is a big problem for you, then people start seeing that this infrastructure will be child safe and everything need to be properly done. You should have generally people take a ground apartment where they can start a preschool, which will be validated by the norms of the preschool. Infrastructure, again, investment depends upon whether you are a rented one or you have your own apartment. If you have your own apartment, then how you nicely decorate, and basically preschool advisable is it should be in the ground floor, and it should be easy to access. And third should be, it should not be so much to the close to the road. It should be slightly inside so that the safety thing can be think about. If you say close to a road, but proper barricading need to be there. So the ideal way of starting preschool is, I just wanted to tell you, don't go so much on the infrastructure investment in the start. Think about how you get the first few admissions, and then you start with the investment. As a number, it is very difficult to get, because the investment in Mumbai is different from investment in a remote location, let's say any other village or someplace. So that is a very difficult number. But of course, when you are looking for the investment in preschool, your preschool, if it not goes to premium, but it should goes to the mid as well. So try to observe what all the other preschool, how they are operating. That is a market research for you, and then you can think of where you're going to have it, and then you can decide on the investment part.
Great, sir. So, because of the time constraint, as you understand, I'll just ask you one last question.
Thank you.
What is the best approach to teacher retention and preventing poaching?
Uh,
That's the usual thing happens in any industry.
Ma'am, actually, if you see to it, that teacher approaching is a major problem, but teachers are human beings. They are bounded by emotions. And
Right.
if in any organization, if you think, people are not there just for money per se. And other people can offer them lot of money, that is in a standard, because they are also looking for those things. But the idea is, it's about the culture, how you are addressing the issues of a teacher, how you are taking care of the teacher, whether you are listening to your teacher or not. Because sometimes, very often, we are just listening to the parents. We forget that teachers are also important stakeholder here. So generally, parents complain about the teacher. We not re-look into it, and we started dashing to a teacher about our thoughts, what even parents has brought in, without even knowing what is the teacher's point of view. And also, everyone in this teaching environment wants respect, which is actually nowadays are losing. Respect is one of the very foundation in the teaching environment, but slowly we have seen that many, even the premium schools, are thinking teachers as just replaceable resources. So if the respect is there, second thing is teacher find it that they are doing something which is very meaningful, they are changing it, And third one is they have a very good friend circle. We have seen that in a preschool also, teachers come, they try to take their classes and everything, and they just goes off. But if they have a good friend circle in that same school, so they have a friendship bonding as well. And the fourth thing is, of course, if you are seeing that teachers also knows that the preschool is not so profitable now, so you can say that okay, when we get profitable and when we have so many students, we have a like pay scale rise accordingly. So those are the, so teachers also need to know the long term vision. Sometimes preschools have all the things, owners have all the things in mind, they don't reveal what they have the plan for them. So those are the things which are very important for them. And we have also seen that if those good practices and the good culture is there in the school, even though the teacher goes to the other school, they quickly come back to the first school itself. So
Right.
that is also there.
True, sir. Absolutely true. So thank you so much, sir. School Journal of Education and schoolreformer.com. Thank you for the talk and for patiently answering all the questions. You have explained each and every slide in detail. But because of the time constraint, I need to end the session. And we also thank the audience who has sent me these questions, though they couldn't, participate in the event directly. And before I end the session, anything else you want to mention, Mr. Chanda?
So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. I like the way and the approach you people are taking forward. It gives a lot of insight, and getting a great sessions into your platform helps lot of people to get lot of clarity. And I have also gone through your website where you have listed lot of different things and lot of engaging materials. So I just request that don't just go through one or two sessions and all. I request all the educators who are here, they should go to the resources which this team is actually making for you, and not only just go with one session or other, but you should also have a habit of learning mindset, and keep on viewing their work, so that you will get a lot of clarity, and you can also post on those topics to them, so that we can have sessions on those topic as well. So I actually thank your team and your organization for such a wonderful initiative, because it helps a lot of people in this space, and we can improve the quality of education overall. That's the overall thought process which we have in our mind.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your kind words and thank you for sharing your knowledge on our platform, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.